Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very intrigued by this topic today because I don't know much about it.
In general, right?
Yeah. Mercury is the least explored rocky planet in the solar system. BepiColombo is only the third mission ever to visit Mercury, and in 2026 will become the second mission to enter the planet's orbit. Completely fascinating. I want to point out that while I was deployed to Iraq in 2004, I was able to witness the transit of Mercury across the sun. I used a welder's faceplate. It was pretty cool. It was awesome to see that little dot just go across the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my aside there. The first two missions were NASA's Mariner 10, which made 3 flybys between 74 and 75, and NASA's Messenger, which orbited Mercury from 2011 to 2015. Completely fascinating.
Yeah, and do you ever remember hearing about that?
No.
I mean, I remember the Mariner missions because my dad was working for
Mariner
Jet Propulsion Laboratory at the time. But
it rings a bell, but I don't know what it did.
Yeah, the Messenger, I do not remember that at all being talked about, and I don't know. Sad deal.
Yeah, so BepiColombo is on an 8-year journey to Mercury using the gravity of Earth, Venus, and Mercury to adjust its path and reduce speed, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Like that? Yeah, I like that. A little Star Trek plug there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
On December 1st, 2024 at, it says 3:23 Central Time, it completed a flyby just 37,000 kilometers, 23,000 miles above Mercury's. That's a big distance above its surface.
Good cameras.
Yeah. Would you like to know more?
So launched on October 20th, 2018, BepiColombo is a joint mission between ESA and the Japan, here we go, Aerospace Exploration
I'm loving the Japanese more and more every day.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi,
what
right?
are we doing here? Why are we not involved in this? So executed under ESA leadership. It is Europe's first mission to Mercury. The mission comprises 2 scientific orbiters, ESA's Mercury Planetary Orbiter and JXA's Mercury Magnetospheric Orbiter. The European Mercury Transfer Module carries the orbiters to Mercury.
It's got a lot of equipment, right?
Yeah.
A lot of equipment.
But, if you'd seen the Mariner satellite, I guess you could call it, it was not that big. I mean, it was pretty small for orbiting and stuff.
Yes, technology. Japanese is creating technology.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, after arrival at Mercury in late 2026, the spacecraft will separate and the 2 orbiters will maneuver to their dedicated polar orbits around the planet. So we'll be getting
nice
kind of a stereo effect, right?
Yeah.
Starting science operations in early 2027, both orbiters will gather data during a 1-year nominal mission with a possible 1-year extension.
Okay. If they get reelected, they'll get an extension.
Yeah, that would be cool. We love space exploration
and data. Give us information so we know more.
Pictures, eventually send some kind of a pod down there, let it gather some,
just notes, pictures, and dimensions. Give it to us.
Yep.
All right. During this December encounter, it became the first spacecraft to observe Mercury in mid-infrared light. Okay, that's kind of like these groundbreaking images revealed differences in temperature and surface composition across the planet's heavily cratered terrain. I didn't know it was heavily cratered. That's pretty cool. I guess because there's no atmosphere, it's going to get craters. Otherwise, they just skip off the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
During this flyby, BepiColombo gathered valuable data about Mercury and its environment. In addition to capturing standard images and measuring particles in electromagnetic fields, the mission achieved a groundbreaking first, capturing Mercury's surface in mid-infrared wavelengths of light. The instrument making this flyby unique is the German-led Mercury radiometer and thermal infrared spectrometer, MERTIS for short. MERTIS.
Okay.
Neat.
With MERTIS, we are breaking new ground and will be able to understand the composition, mineralogy, and temperatures on Mercury much better.
Cool.
This is quoted by Harold Heisinger, the instrument's principal investigator from the University of Münster, Germany. Jorn Helberg, who helped develop and supervise the instrument as co-principal investigator at the German Aerospace Center in Berlin, is delighted. Another quote: after about 2 decades of development, laboratory measurements of hot rocks similar to those on Mercury, and countless tests of the entire sequence of events for the mission duration, the first Meritus data from Mercury is now available. Fascinating. It's simply fantastic. Basically, it's how a predator views the planet.
Yeah, and infrared.
And these guys get charged up about this stuff. I think this is really cool. I don't know why we don't hear more about this in mainstream news. Used to be the big deal, right?
Yeah, space
Walter Cronkite was all about the space exploration and Apollo missions, and it was.
Well, we're hearing about other countries. I want to hear more about other countries that are stepping foot on the moon, getting ready for Mars.
Why are we not let's go back to the moon and further. We need to do that.
Definitely. Mertus's first Mercury image reveals which parts of the surface shine more brightly in mid-infrared light more than others. With a ground resolution of about 20 to 30 kilometers, it covers a part of the Caloris Basin and parts of a large volcanic plain in the northern hemisphere. The brightness of the surface depends on temperature, surface roughness, and what minerals the cratered surface is made of. That makes sense, right? The imaging spectrometer is sensitive to mid-infrared light with wavelengths of 17 to 14 micrometers, a range known to be particularly suitable for distinguishing rock-forming minerals. I wonder if they do that looking for gold and silver around the planet. If they try that.
Maybe so. But you can see that, right? Because they don't want to land something on this planet eventually. That's probably their mission, right? Is to try and land some kind of a craft on there. Maybe even men eventually.
Samples,
not men.
It's probably too hot. Mercury's too close.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. But they land something on there, and let's say they landed in a pile of sand or dust that just happens to be formed. It's just not moving because of the atmosphere. But you land something on it, and then quicksand disappears. Yeah. So the image highlights the Basho impact crater, a feature seen already by Mariner 10 and observed in detail by Messenger. Visible light images show that the Basho impact crater contains both very dark and very bright material. The Mertus flyby observations reveal that the crater also stands out in infrared light. The moment when we first looked at the moment we first looked at the Mertus flyby data and could immediately distinguish impact craters was breathtaking.
I'll say so.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is so much to be discovered in the in this data sheet. Surface features that have never been observed in this way before are waiting for us. So we've never been this close to understanding the global surface mineralogy of Mercury with Meritus ready for the orbital phase of BepiColombo, says Solmaz Adeli from DLR's Institute of Planetary Research in Germany, who was instrumental in planning the current flyby as project lead. So
cool.
Hats off to him.
What the little planet's surface is made of is one of Mercury's many mysteries. Mertus and other instruments on BepiColombo's Mercury planetary orbiter will provide better accuracy and resolution of the elemental composition compared to the Messenger data. Messenger revealed that the surface has relatively little iron in it, despite the planet's iron-nickel core being unusually large. I don't know that it's an iron-nickel core.
I have no idea.
We've never drilled.
But and so does that mean little iron maybe towards the surface? Or that means, iron, you need iron for precious metals, right?
Yeah.
Gold is an iron-based material. So anyway.
Okay, the mission also revealed that although Mercury orbits close to the sun, some chemical elements that easily evaporate are present in unusually high concentrations. A related mystery is why the planet looks so dark. At a first glance, Mercury's crater-ridden, dusty surface may look similar to the moon, but its surface reflects only about 2/3 as much light as the moon does.
Interesting. To be able to interpret Mertus's measurements, one needs to know exactly how different minerals glow in mid-infrared light and how this varies with temperature. The sunlight side of, or sunlit side of Mercury can get very hot.
Yeah,
Because close to the moon, right?
close to the sun.
I mean the sun. The Meredith radiometer measured temperatures up to 420 degrees Celsius.
That's hot. That's like Vulcan, the planet Vulcan.
Yeah, that's pretty hot if you turn that into a Fahrenheit measurement.
Yeah.
During the flyby, in preparation for the BepiColombo arriving at Mercury in 2026, the Meredith team has been testing out many different materials and mineral mixtures in the lab, heating them to different temperatures and measuring how they glow in mid-infrared wavelengths. Again, quote, because Mercury's surface is surprisingly poor in iron, we have been testing natural and synthetic materials that lack iron, explained Solmaz. The minerals tested include rock-forming minerals to simulate what Mercury's surface might be made of. So, yeah, I mean, that would be a shame, right? Build this satellite or craft that's going to be orbiting, 2 of them actually, right?
Yeah, because they separate.
Right.
Go to the poles.
And they burn up.
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Very
Back
bad.
to the drawing board.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time coming, right? When was the last time they said?
74, 76, or no, 2011 to 2015.
Yeah, so 10 years ago. So this has been quite an investment in time and treasure.
Generational almost. Yeah. Mertis was built at DLR with participation from German industry. The Mertis team consists of numerous scientists from several European countries and the United States who are jointly studying the data from the flyby. It is really a pleasure to work together with a fantastic team on evaluating the data, and the best is yet to come. When we enter orbit around Mercury in 2026, Mertis will be able to exploit its full potential, says Harold. Is that a last name or a first name?
I'm going to say it's probably a last name. Harold? Is that
Harold?
Harold? Yeah.
After orbit insertion, Mertis will provide a global map of the distribution of minerals on Mercury's surface with the resolution down to 500 meters. Sounds like they want to get there to mine this planet.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that, though?
Well,
oh, my gosh.
I mean, we put men on the moon. We can put men on Mercury. Just get them out of the sunlight, though.
Oh, you'd have to, So they'd have to be there in a limited time, right?
Or have protection, a dome.
I wonder what their day is like.
It's a smaller planet, so it's probably only like 12 hours or 10 hours or something as it rotates.
Yeah, that would be
you'd have to get
tough,
protection.
Right?
Yeah. From the heat. Yeah.
Like be in pods or like you say,
until
like
it goes to the dark side, and then you can come out and start working.
Yeah. The fact that Mertis could already carry out observations at this early stage of the mission was only made possible by clever reprogramming of the instrument software. Mertis was designed to observe Mercury through its so-called planet port and to calibrate this data by looking out into cold space with its spaceport. But until BepiColombo arrives at Mercury in 2026, which is just a little over a year away, right?
Yeah.
The spacecraft's parts are stacked together, and Mertis planet port is blocked. Thanks to the reprogramming, its spaceport could now be used to generate data on the way to Mercury during this flyby. Amazing.
Yeah.
This has already been proven successful during flybys of the Moon and Venus, following the team to test the instrument and to calibrate the data it produces. Again, quote, these fascinating and valuable results from the Mertis instrument are only a tantalizing hint of great results we're expecting from the entire BepiColombo science payload once both orbiters are operating in orbit around Mercury, says Geraint Jones, BepiColombo project scientist at ESA.
Completely fascinating.
Yeah, cool stuff.
I'm waiting for these results. It'll be cool. So we've got Titan, we've got Europa, we've got Mercury. This is fascinating. Just really cool.
Yep.
Are you guys as excited as we are?
We need to know more.
The truth is out there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Well, we need to hear more about it, though.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you this afternoon.
Take care, everyone.